I'm kind of like either girl's second option or they only like it's like they're the guy, like they only want to use me for sex. Um, and
That's first of all, I mean, let me just say that's a pretty high level problem to have if girls are only using you for sex and that's bothering you at the moment.
well,
Another
yeah, because it's
level,
kind of
another devil.
like even if I wanted to like have like a friends with benefits where it was like everlasting, because I'm kind of not like a typical like hit it and quit it. Like I'd like to be with even if it was just as friends, friendship like that,
Yeah.
sexual friendship, it would be repetitive. But I'm getting a lot of like maybe a couple of times and then they just kind of wane off, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what? Okay, so what? So you're sleeping with you'll sleep with a girl a couple of different times and then you feel like she is just like she's just like, ghosting you after a little bit basically? Like you're
Yeah,
kind of trying to keep these girls around a little bit and
right,
they're kind of
exactly.
so like you've been polling and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've been pulling quite. I'm not gonna say like a lot, but I've been pulling quite a bit. And that's my main problem. I feel like it's kind of easy to open. It's kind of easy to pull attraction. For a while, my big sticking thing was getting AA for closing like kisses and getting sexually escalating. But I think I've overcome that now. And now I'm at a point where it's just like Jesus Christ, dude, can I get a girl to actually want to stay and want to be interested? And you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay, so how do you feel that you behave with girls after you've slept with them? Like both immediately after. Like I want you to like literally think about like you're in bed with this chick, you just fucked, and you guys are like laying there. Like how do you behave there? And then how do you behave with them like afterwards as far as like texting and stuff like that?
I feel like everything's very normal. I'm very confident in person. Um, we'll either, we'll laugh. I'm really not too my own horn, but I'm a really funny guy. I like to tell a lot of jokes, and we're just chilling. Everything's is cool. I feel like it's after I leave. It's like I've heard a lot of advice, like, oh, you should text, either like right away to make not so that she doesn't feel like she's a slut. I've heard a lot of advice that maybe you should wait longer. So I don't feel like I don't know. Maybe there's not a lot of information out there that I've seen that in the more advanced, like, what do you
Yeah.
do after that? You know what I mean? There's a lot of beginner advice, but not more.
Yeah, I dig it. So, okay. So, one of the things that I really feel as though kind of gives me, I guess, I don't know, almost like I guess the credentials to be like a pickup coach, whatever, like one of my strong suits, I'll say, is that I have had over the years a lot of like long-term fuck buddies, right?
Okay.
I've had it where I mean don't get me wrong, I've been burned before too, where like I fuck this girl and I'm like, "Oh man, I can't wait to like see that girl again." I've for sure had that, but I think
Mhm.
I've done a really really good job with retention. And for
Okay.
me, what that really comes down to is understanding that a lot of women are so every once in a while you're definitely going to meet and sleep with the girl that's just out looking for dick, right? She's just a horny chick. She's like, I'm going to get wasted, I want to get fucked, like she's just crazy, whatever, which is
Right.
awesome, which is fucking great that some girls are like that. However, most of the time when you sleep with a girl, either even if it's conscious or subconscious, it's that they're looking at you as a potential partner. You know, whether that means a boyfriend or just a guy to be spending their time with, whatever. A lot of girls will feel, like you said, a slut. They'll feel like a slut. They'll feel used, whatever, when you sleep with them and don't hit them up, stuff like that. So one of the things that I've always really that I've always really done is I kind of like let my walls down a bit, like after I've slept with a girl, right? So I kind of will go from, say that I cold approach, pick up, pull a girl, from a nightclub, whatever. And I've kind of maybe had like more of like this like player kind of like douchebag fuck boy like yo, I'm gonna be the best part of your fucking night, like kind of like vibe to me. Then
Hmm.
afterwards, man, I have no problem with fucking laying there with a girl and just being like, God, you're so fucking sexy. And she'll be like, oh my god, stop, whatever. Like, no, you're like really fucking hot. And then and just like, I mean, kind of like you said, cracking some jokes with them, complimenting them, and just kind of maybe opening up, being a little vulnerable as far as like, what you do with your life, what you like to do, inquiring about her, showing some sort of a genuine interest, right? So even though you're not saying to this girl, hey, I'm gonna be your boyfriend, you're at least saying, non-verbally, hey, I care about you. You know what I mean? Hey,
Okay.
you're a cool chick. I care about you. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I think Hollywood and probably a large majority of the PUA community kind of like uh, really upsells the whole fucking alpha male. Women are here for. I just want this vagina. The vagina is the only value to me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And like
Yeah.
treating them like shit, and that keeps them coming back, keeps them coming back. And the truth is that takes a very special kind of guy to be able to pull that off. I don't even
Hmm.
think I'm capable of like fully pulling that off, on the regular. I've had girls where it was that way, but a lot of the times that's going to come with like a high level of like physical attraction or some sort of a social status, right? So if a girl is so pumped that she just fucks some rapper and that rapper is being a dick to her now, but she got the phone number or whatever, then she's gonna be like blowing him up, like, oh my god, please, ASAP Rocky, fuck me again, whatever, because of that status. You know what I mean? He
All
is
right.
already of that level to be where he's gonna treat the girls like shit and they're gonna chase him anyways. So I think what it really comes down to is showing a genuine interest, talking about places that you want to take her, even if you end up not being that involved with her afterwards, but just kind of mentioning, oh yeah, we should go there sometime. Oh, you've never been to the Columbus Zoo? Are you serious? That's fucking crazy. We're gonna go. Just kind of putting these little things in her head, and then it's kind of on you whether to in the long term follow up with those or not. But I think that it's having that balance between being a guy who she can who a guy who she can imagine fucking her, right? Like,
Okay.
do you know what I mean by that?
Hmm.
Have you winged with a lot of guys? Like, have you so in your time in pickup, have you had a lot of like wings and stuff like that? Like, have you
I go up on myself a lot.
Okay, so you go by yourself a lot. So
Yeah.
I've met a ton of pickup guys, whether it's here in Columbus, Ohio, whether it's in New York, whether it's fucking like when I was in Houston, I met a bunch of guys, Miami, Chicago, whatever. I've met tons and tons of pickup guys as I've done Evolution Daily, right? And guys that are deeply into pickup. And honestly, I think that like a huge fucking struggle is that a lot of guys don't even come off to these girls as like, oh, that guy's gonna fuck me. Like that guy that guy would kind of like manhandle me a bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like some guys just come off as being like this more timid kind of dude where they're not
Yeah, that's not
really.
me.
Yeah, no, 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 no. Like you don't want to be that guy. You want to be
Right.
talking to a girl and have her be like, God, the way this guy's looking at me, the way he fucking talks and behaves and acts, like this dude's gonna fuck me. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
that's kind of like
Hmm.
what you want them to feel like. And so that's great for that same night poll. Then, as far as keeping them around, being that guy who is also then genuinely interested in her, right? Showing
Right.
like asking some shit. You have any siblings? You have any like brothers and sisters, whatever? So now in her mind, now she's pairing the memory of like getting fucked good, hopefully, with then the good conversation. I met this fucking think what do girls fucking talk about when they're talking about like this guy that they met? Oh my god, like the sex was great and like he actually gets me, like he likes me and blah blah blah, whatever. You know what I mean? So kind of give them a little bit of that and they're gonna
Okay.
want to fucking hang.